Okay, what's up guys? It's your boy Naughty Neff. So I quickly want to tell you guys my experience taking my K9 Cyber Dragon deck for the first time to locals in a long time. Haven't been to much locals, so this was the first one where I get to showcase my deck in action. So we played 4 games. Game number 1, I went up against Malice. Unfortunately, I don't have the deck list, but we went up against Malice, and this is before the September ban list. So Malice was still full power with Splash Mage, Dormouse to 2. Cool. So game 1, we went first and we were able to play around my opponent's hand traps, set up our board, and as soon as my opponent drew for turn, they immediately scooped. We're going to game number 2, my opponent's going first, and unfortunately we did have a hand trap. I think it was draw, but it was not enough to stop my opponent. He went full combo. I tried to play um, through all these interruptions, but we couldn't, so we lost game number 2. Then we go into game number 3. My opponent did not draw into any Malice cards, it was just full of hand traps. So while I was trying to play, I did manage, while getting hit with all the hand traps, to get Clockwork Knight to my hand, and so I activated Clockwork Knight, passed for turn. When I gave it to my opponent for their turn, they just drew into another hand trap, and when he gave it back to us, we were able to win. So my opponent just scooped. So that's game number 1. Game number 2, we went up against Branded. I do have the deck list, so I will show it on the screen. Now, we did go to game number 3, but guys, I made a blunder that costed us. I made a mistake. Game number 1, Branded went first, set up the board, and unfortunately, I don't think we were able to win, so we went into game number 2. We went first, guys, absolutely amazing. We went first, set up our board. My opponent was able to play through the interruptions, and then they brought out Mimighoul. In defense, I used Valon to flip it face down, and then when it came to us, I XC summoned into K9 Werewolf. Uh, Sorry, this guy over here, Canine Werewolf. Now guys, I did not read the first line. While this card has material, it can attack a number of times each battle phase. He could attack twice because he had 2 materials. And my plan was I had to try win against him. I had Cyberload Fusion in my hand. I was like, okay, cool. Battle phase, I deal some damage, and then I can activate Cyberload Fusion, bring out Chimera Take Rampage Dragon. But guys, I thought of that and I was supposed to wait, but for some odd reason, I just activated Cyberload Fusion in the main phase, so that costed me. And because I also did not read Werewolf, I threw the game, guys. I made a blunder, I threw the game, so we lost in game 2. Now, game number 3, we went up against Cybers. I will also show the deck list, and honestly, it was pretty good actually. Game 1, we went first. Sorry, my opponent went first, but we had Droll and Lockbird, and Droll and Lockbird does hurt the deck, so my opponent was not able to full combo, and when it came to us, we were able to take game number 1. In game number 2, my opponent is going first. I had no interruption. My opponent set up a really impressive board. They had 2 negates, the 2 trap cards. They had 2 monsters that could bounce up to 2 cards. The 1 monster could bounce up to 6 cards. And that was enough to make us lose game number 2. And then we went into game number 3. And game number 3, I unfortunately cannot remember if my opponent had any interruptions. However, we were able to get access to Clockwork Knight, and activating that continuous spell was basically game over for my opponent because they had to control Cyber's monsters in order to perform link summons. So because we locked them into machines, that was game, so we were able to win game number 3. And then my last matchup was, oh sorry, that was my last matchup. My apologies. In game number 3, we actually went up against Yummy Mimighoul. I'll show the deck list as well. And unfortunately, that did not go well for us because the Mimighoul part is really interesting, as we had to try play through the Mimighoul as well as the Yummy cards. The Mimighoul is able to bridge into the Yummy cards, so if you use all your resources on the Mimighoul cards, but my opponent is able to go into Yummy, yeah, that kind of sucks. So game number 1, I believe we lost. Yes, we did lose game number 1. I think my opponent went first. In game number 2, we were going first, and I do remember I had Cyber Dragon plays. After we normal summoned Core and used Core's effect to search for Cyber Dark Realm, my opponent did drop Duel, and Duel really hurts us. I just had to pass for turn. I did not have much hand traps, I believe, and my opponent was just able to go full combo and attack us for game. And so Yami Mimighoul did win game number 3. So overall score was 2 wins, 2 loss. And this is the deck list I did play. As you can see, we had 1 power bond. In my game against Malice and in my game against, I believe it was Cybers, I hard drew into power bond. But luckily in those games, it did not affect us that much because against Malice, that's when my opponent just scooped in game 1. And then against Cybers, we were able to have 2 Cyber Dragons on the field and in our hand, so we could simply activate Power Bond. So luckily it did not cost us, but this was the deck list. I was actually pretty happy. Decent deck list. I am glad with how it performed. We did throw the game against Branded. Maybe we could have won, so the overall score could have been 3 wins, 1 loss. But yes, I just quickly wanted to tell you guys my experience taking my build to locals. I will see you guys in the next video. Notinev signing out. Peace.